So let's go to a small keynote, right? In between, before we do another round of questioning. So I would like to introduce Bert. And Bert is serving as the head of information technology, strategy and operations as Mazda Motor Europe. His career encompassed all aspects of supply chain and distribution, with a primary focus on the automotive sector, of course. His current role extends to both operational and strategic domains. Please take the stage, Bert Dillen.
Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you all have not dozed off yet. I know it's late afternoon, so bear with me. I'm trying to make it a little bit interesting for you guys still. So for today, I'd like to talk to you a little bit on, how Mazda Motors Europe is trying to actually succeed in a disruptive future. How are we readying ourselves for what is coming at us? What are our measures that we're taking to actually not maintain status quo, not unimportant, right, but embrace what is yet to come. And at Mazda, our environment, our work environment is actually challenged with continuous disruption. And it's not iterative, it is constant. And navigating through this disruption, right, is important to us. It drives us to actually, I would say, adapt to, redesign, or accelerate innovation. And innovation really comes in, well, innovation is a component of digital transformation, as you all know, but innovation comes in different forms and shapes. From a technology perspective, amongst many others, we're talking about, for instance, platform engineering, where we're trying to optimize the experience of our developers. Or creating or maintaining a component application architecture with digital immune system at its bedrock. But in the end, our aim is to accelerate the delivery of value to our customers. And really, just closing out the technology topic, Gen AI is one of those technology disruptors. But I'll talk to that one in a little bit more in a minute or so. At the end of the day, if you look at the Mazda strategic tapestry that we're executing as we speak, we're also talking about multipolarity, for instance. We're a corporation, our headquarters, right, is located in Japan. It is important for us to maintain the right balance, the right level of self-sufficiency in Europe versus what Japan and other regions in the world are doing within the Mazda Corporation. But it's not only multipolarity, it is also, for instance, right, creating a new operating model and create an organization that embraces new structures. For instance, one of those new structures is us embracing an MSP type of partnership with, for instance, partners to the likes of Wipro, Stefanini, and many more. Next to multipolarity, next to actually the purpose-driven organization that we're trying to create, there is also, obviously, the compliance factor. We have to adhere to Mazda's policies, regulations, but then also we are faced with outside new regulations imposed to us by Europe. For instance, the EU AI Act that is going to come along towards the end of December. Just to close things off on this slide, at the end of the day, we're aiming to actually support the carbon flip that we need to adhere to, that we're challenged with, and by doing so, still support the profitable growth that the brand is envisioning. Now, it all seems very simplistic or straightforward, but at the end of the day, it does drive us to reshape the organization a little bit. We're typically a very risk-averse organization, and we cannot continue to be so. We need to be more audacious, we need to be comfortable with taking risk, and we need to define our risk appetites. And that is driving a significant change in the company. That risk appetite, that is a behavior that we're not used to. And my leadership team, I'm teaching my leadership team actually to become disruptors and to take decisions right on a day-by-day basis, and they're data-driven decisions. In essence, this for me and the Mazda organization is the difference between driving change or being driven by it. And that's a nice segue into our bridge to actually the topic of today, or what everybody's so focused on, which is AI, Gen AI. And did you actually know that, right, more than 100 million people have embraced or have seen ChatGPT? And what you may have heard as well is that, ChatGPT reached its first million number of users in just 5 days, in comparison to 2.5 months for Instagram, 12 months for Facebook, and 24 months for Twitter. It's mind-blowing at which rate Gen AI ChatGPT got introduced. Now, at Mazda, yes, we are already leveraging or about to leverage AI technology. Whether or not, we're doing so within the context of introducing a conversational AI or a chatbot in our CRC activities, augmenting actually the interaction with the customer experience, or whether or not it's more internally focused and introducing a ServiceNow virtual agent to actually make our internal processes more efficient as we augment the experience that our employees have with our service desk organization. And yes, I heard people talk about cybersecurity, cyber resilience. Also there, AI has a role to play. We are looking at and thinking about introducing more and more AI algorithms in our security toolbox. And also from a data perspective, we're paving the roads, but are making steps forward, right, in predictive and prescriptive analytics. And I can go on and on and on and on. But at the end of the day, we need to understand what the value contribution is. What is the objective from a business perspective that we are trying to achieve whilst introducing the AI or AI technologies? Because the opportunities are endless, but there is also significant investment associated with that. Now, saying that, every example that I just gave you, one could state that they're called everyday AI. When I look around the room here, I'm going to presume that plus 80% of the CIOs here have, right, everyday AI as a #1 priority today and for years to come. It is what I would call the new normal. It is what is expected from us, right, from our business peers. As opposed to, I would say, game-changing AI. That's a whole different ballpark. This is where I believe, right, not a lot of us are ready to embrace it just yet. This is where actually, we cross the bridge where, for instance, machines becomes customers. Okay? Now, AI, it's not as simple, or introducing AI and Gen AI technologies is not as simple as we think. Are we as companies AI ready? We need to install governance processes, or what we sometimes call lighthouse principles, in how, in an ethical way, to deal with Gen AI technologies. We need to understand the risks of AI. AI security. New attack vectors, right, will be thrown at us that we need to understand and ready ourselves for. And what about our data? Building these models, right, assumes that our company data is ready for it. A lot of preparation that we need to do before you go off and just throw whatever investment at it, from my perspective. Now, just wanted to close things off today here also by answering the question whether or not Gen AI is an overhyped technology, yes or no. I think personally, Gen AI can bring a lot of value to your organization. Yes, we need to understand those risks that I was talking about. Risks associated with, I don't know, for instance, contextualization. Does Gen AI have limits understanding context? Yes. And this is something that we need to understand and grasp rather than just jump off the cliff, right, and go with a Gen AI engine. Just in summary, I think every company needs to build its Gen AI vision. Many of us do not have a very outspoken vision yet. We're just scratching the surface, as Mazda is. And we need to, but I guess, right, what is important is that we need to really understand our AI ambition and take it from there. But I think one thing is for sure, and that's a change management principle. I think we need to embrace on what might be rather than what is. So I hope this was okay for you guys. I thank you for your attention. And if any questions, you know where to find me. Thank you.
All right.